This is Stage Left Planet, and I'm your host, Warita Winbush. Today's episode is George Floyd and pregnant victims of crime. What is the connection? I mean, really, it's strange. Many black men have experienced true injustices by the criminal justice system, right? I mean, one can look at Trayvon Martin and others who have been executed in spite of the fact that evidence has shown that they were innocent, and people have protested, including those who were, I guess, their accusers, have recanted their stories and have called for stays of their execution, called for them not to be executed, right? And they were executed anyway. Yet during the early days of the Biden administration, black men who were criminals whose own actions brought about their own demise, were celebrated. George Floyd became the poster child for such men. Instead of looking at the facts of the case, which is that George Floyd and Derek Chauvin already knew one another. Now, I included a link from AJC.com to an article that discusses this. Is did George Floyd and Derek Chauvin know each other? Co-workers said they did. Racism and race politics became the central point of the case. George Floyd has a long criminal history. One of the worst crimes committed by Floyd was holding a gun to the belly of a pregnant woman while posing as a water repairman to rob her. The occurrence of this crime has become disputed, though, as the publicity of George Floyd's death and the politicization of it grew. The fact checkers tried to neutralize and discredit the information regarding the alleged crime. Yet here are replies on Quora.com to the question of, is it true that George Floyd robbed a pregnant woman at gunpoint? Which had 55 responses. Many of the responses were confirmations of the crime having taken place. However, they were not all on accord with one another. Not stating whether or not the woman was pregnant, though, Estanislao de la Serrata shared information that Floyd committed a robbery in Harris County, Texas in 2007, in which he robbed a woman at gunpoint and an accomplice pistol whipped her. I shared a screenshot of his reply. And it says, the facts and circumstances of Harris County, Texas case 1143230 from August 9, 2007. At the time, Mr. George Floyd, under the pretenses of being with the water department and thoughtfully disguised by wearing a blue uniform, forcibly entered the home to steal drugs and money. In the course of the robbery, Mr. Floyd placed a gun on a woman's abdomen, allowed her to be pistol whipped by an accomplice, and demanded drugs and money. For these brazen acts, Mr. Floyd was convicted of aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon. Where was the outcry from the Me Too movement? After the Biden administration, along with the fourth arm of the media, the fourth arm of the government, the mainstream media, framed his case to make the central focus on racism and random police brutality, fact checkers said that Floyd didn't commit a crime against a pregnant woman. Yet, during protests of his killing, another serial criminal killed his pregnant wife near a George Floyd memorial. That is a curious coincidence. The article discussing that is serial criminal shot pregnant dead wife after argument near George Floyd Memorial. Another curious coincidence is that the man who worked with George Floyd and Derek Chauvin changed his story about them not getting along while working as security guards at the El Nuevo Rodeo Club. You know, the article is man who claimed George Floyd and Derek Chauvin knew each other and bumped heads, changed his story. Odd he changed his story. What could have caused him to change his story? This is Stage Left Planet. I'm your host, Warita Wimbush. Focus on God.